coming at you from Attapulgis, Georgia. I call this Club Attapulgis. It's a joke. Generally, when you come here, you're going to be here for a while. I came in this morning out of McIntyre, Georgia. I loaded there last night a load of clay, and I brought it in here, delivered it, and that was probably about 11 o'clock this morning. I am reloading tonight out of here, going back up to Ontario. Going to go up through Cincinnati, up through not Youngstown, but up through Erie, cross the Peace Bridge, and on up into Ontario. We did this run about a week ago, so I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, I get my hand out of the way. I'm gonna try to get comfortable here in the seat, and so I'm just here hanging out. Hopefully the noise isn't too big in the background. I got the truck running. It is 95 degrees here. It's extremely warm, and I'm trying to keep it cool. I don't like idling, but it's just too hot to let the APU try to keep up with it today. So that's where I'm at. That's what's going on. This video right here, this video is going to be kind of like a 10-month review. Paperboy just did a 6-month review about a month ago, I guess it was, a few weeks ago. I had a comment that someone had wrote to me that they would like to see a review of how I like pneumatics, what my thoughts are on Oakley over the time that I've been here. And I thought, it was a really good idea. So I'm going to kind of copycat what Paperboy did. Ron, who's in end dumps here at Oakley, been here about 6 months, maybe 7 now. And just to note, I met Ron on the yard a few weeks back. Heck of a nice guy. Just a super nice fella. So I've had the pleasure of meeting Tanner and Ron, 2 of the YouTube guys here at Oakley, and just really great fellas. So it was a pleasure to meet them. But I've been here since August 22nd of last year, and I started in end dumps. In January, transitioned into pneumatics, and I've been in pneumatics ever since. My thoughts on end dump go back to my previous videos. I really enjoyed it. Was really busy work. You certainly get the miles. You make good money. It's a very non-stop operation that gives you a lot of flexibility. You can be home every weekend, depending on where you live, but most places where you live, you can get in on the weekends with end dump. And I found it to be a very rewarding division. Certainly, you got to work out in that division. Guys, I'll tell you this right now. If anybody thinks they're going to come to Oakley and end dump, and you're not going to have a shovel in your hand, you're not going to have a broom, and you're not going to do any work, that is not true. You are going to work. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get sweaty. It's going to happen. It's going to have to happen. There's going to be loads that aren't going to be the most balanced, and you may have to shovel 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds to get it right. You may have loads that stick in your trailer. You're going to be shoveling to get that out. It's going to happen. Hoppers, a lot the same in some areas, but I'm not super familiar with hopper. I've never been in that division, but I know some people that have been. And I know that hopper is very good. It's the lowest paying division at Oakley, but you also don't have any investment, wet kit, blower, etc. But there is work involved with hoppers as well. You have to get that thing cleaned out. Okay, you have to tarp it, untarp it, things of that nature. And, both divisions obviously have their fair share of work, but end dump is more because you get in it. It's just a different scenario. So end dump was really good. I had a very good dispatcher in Kyle. Certainly didn't sit much, maximized my log, and did very well. The shop at Oakley does a great job maintaining these trailers. If you have an issue, you let your dispatcher know. They either get it fixed on the road, they get it fixed at an authorized location, or they get you into one of the yards, Reserve, Louisiana, Little Rock, whatever, and they get that trailer taken care of. They're very meticulous about them. They're very picky on safety. That leads me to safety, okay? Guys, Oakley is very safety conscious. I know that. It is what it is. They do not tolerate excessive speeding, any speeding. They do not tolerate falsifying logs. They don't tolerate that stuff. You're going to get a warning. You're going to get told if you continue or you persist, they will terminate your lease. They don't play games. They don't mess around. I can't say that people get fired immediately unless it's something that was totally flagrant. In most cases, just like many companies, these guys are fair. Okay, they're going to give you a warning. Hey, we need you to stop doing this, please. If you persist, they're going to give you a second warning in most cases. We asked you to stop. We're telling you. Third time, look, that's it. One more warning, you're gone. If you don't stop, you're going to be out of a lease. And they're going to let you know. So, guys, if you're an unsafe driver and you like to blast at 90 miles an hour, you don't like to do your logs properly, even though they're e-logs, and you have a hard time with that, Oakley's probably not a good fit for you. But if you're a pretty detail-oriented person and you operate safely, this is a good place to work. A lot of people will say that you're just like a company driver at Oakley with a truck payment. Yeah, that's a bunch of crap. Okay, I've read those comments online. I've seen all that. That's not true. Do they have rules? Of course they do. You have to shave. You have to have a haircut. Not as short as mine, obviously. Okay, you can have a mustache. But they want you to have a very professional appearance with no beards and no goatees. Okay, if you don't like that, that's fine. Don't work here. I don't make the rules. Okay, they've had those rules in place for decades, and they're not going anywhere. So they do have things that, some people don't like, and they don't come here because of that. That's okay. So if you don't mind that, and you don't mind conducting yourself professionally, not swearing and cussing people out, and basically being a decent person and a professional business owner, then this is a pretty good fit for you. But it is not a company job with a truck payment. Do they dispatch you? Yes. Can you refuse a load? Yeah, you can. Have I? No. Why? Because I'm of the mindset that my dispatcher has a big picture in how he's routing me, and I just kind of sit back and trust the system a little bit and expect that he's going to do a good job. However, if I have a problem with something, I certainly speak up. I'm not afraid to express my displeasure with something if it needs to be expressed, but I do so professionally. There's not any room for belligerence, disrespect, or things of that nature. I expect to be treated with respect here. I do get treated with respect, and I'm going to do the same in return. So Oakley's not going to tolerate that, and you shouldn't be doing that anyhow. Like calling your dispatcher and cussing him out, or getting with safety and cussing him out. That's not going to fly. You're probably going to get a phone call if you do that, and there will be a probably very direct conversation about what's tolerated and what's not tolerated. But that should be at any company, because that's just decency. So that's my thoughts on that part of it. As far as pneumatics, do I like pneumatics? Yes, I really do. I kind of give you guys a brief analogy that I had of the other divisions compared to pneumatics, and I shared this many months ago with a friend of mine and also with Jeremy Kellett back, I think it was in October at the company party. You have your hoppers and your end dumps, and then pneumatics. Hoppers and end dumps to me are kind of like the blue-collar divisions here at Oakley. You're definitely getting dirty. You're definitely shoveling. You're definitely sweeping. There's physical labor involved. Okay, you're untarping. You're tarping. You're taking bows out. You're putting bows in. You're up on top of the trailer, doing different things, climbing up in there with a load, without a load. There's work involved in that. And a lot of dirtier environments, scrap yards, things of that nature with the end dumps and whatnot. So you definitely are going to have those blue-collar environments, like I say, where it's the working division, okay? And then you have pneumatics. I kind of view pneumatics as the white-collar guys, okay? But even more so, it's kind of funny. I like to say that they're the geeky guys with the glasses, with the lab coat, have the pocket protector, okay? And they're out there with a clipboard putting checks in a box. Okay, I'm at that pressure, check. I've got this done, check. It's kind of funny. And I kind of viewed it that way. Like, they're more of your analytical guys that are kind of doing a study. Let's see what this study does. If this does this, that does that. And so I always kind of viewed pneumatics as your white-collar lab coat guys. So you have your blue-collar divisions, and then you have your white-collar divisions. Now, I'm being facetious, but it's kind of true. Pneumatics is a very analytically driven division. Okay, you have to understand your product. You have to understand pressures. You have to watch gauges. You have to understand product flows, how to make the product flow. Okay, you're going to have proportion valves. You're going to have aerators. You're going to have things of that nature. Go back to some of my previous videos where I've done a walkthrough on a pneumatic trailer, and it kind of gives you an idea as to the valves and fittings and things that we have on these trailers and what you have to do to get a load to come off efficiently and safely. So I've kind of viewed pneumatics as that division. It's the one that requires a lot of thought to it, and you really aren't up on top getting shovels and whatnot in here. And here goes an Oakley with a Lone Star right now.
Looking forward to a nap, man.
At Attapulgis. Bear with me just a second. Yeah, I copy that. I see they got you. I was glad they pulled you back up to that silo and didn't make you sit out here forever, though. He was expecting a long wait.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I'm going to be out here till probably late tonight, so I'm going to be catching a nap here shortly.
I'm there with you, man.
So,
if I don't talk to you again, man, safe travel.
Back at you, thank you. So, nice fella. He loaded with me in McIntyre yesterday, and we both came here to deliver today. So, again, you are going to get up on top of your trailer, open your lids, okay? There's things that you're going to do up there. You're going to be pulling lines out and setting them up. You will be doing certain things with your trailer that are physical, but it's not the same as the other divisions. I'm certainly not afraid of physical work. Okay, yeah, the military, Marine Corps Semper Fi, Hoorah, Devil Dogs, it beat me up. I'm not going to lie. Many, many years, my knees are shot, my back is shot. I mean, I'm sore, and I'm sore a lot. I'm going to be 54 years old here in about, 2 months? And, man, there's days where I get up, and I'm definitely feeling almost 54, but you got to get out and move, like I said. So I can't just sit in here like a slug and be lethargic. But there is work involved in this division. Don't kid yourself. But it's not like the other divisions. There's a lot of waiting in this division. You're going to sit, like now. You just heard me tell this fella. Okay, I emptied out here at Attapulgis today. I'm not getting loaded until tonight. I'm going to have probably a 12-hour wait till I get out of here. Fine, I'm going to catch a nap here in a little bit and whatnot. But we're getting detention in almost every case if we're delayed. So you are getting compensated for that. And this division does pay better. It's the highest paying division. Right now, I think the empty rate is $2.08 a mile, and I think the loaded rate with the fuel surcharges and everything is $2.58 a mile, and my average is right around $2 a mile. My blower's paid off, so I'm hovering right around $2 a mile net for all miles. That's about my average. So guys, if I run 500 miles, I'm making $1,000. And works out pretty good. So I really like the division. I like the type of work. I'm going to open up my TransFlow app, and I'm going to go to my latest settlement, and I'm going to see where I'm at for the year already as of this payday. As of the payday last Friday, which was the 16th, I'm waiting for this to open here. Bear with me. Let's see. My year-to-date gross is $141,499. That's my year-to-date gross. My year-to-date net is, let me see, my year-to-date net is $94,905. That's where I'm at so far for the year, and we're halfway through June. So, if you guys want to do the math on that, you're looking at, I have the rest of this month, okay, another half of the month. That's going to put me at probably about $155,000. That's going to be about $310,000 to $320,000. And then, let's see, I have another 2 pays coming in June. So I'll be probably over $100,000 by the end of the month. I should be at about $112,000. So that's going to put me at, well, 112,000 times 2, so that's roughly 224,000 net if the second half of the year matches the first half. So that gives you an idea as to your revenue that you can make. And if you guys don't believe me, let me see, I'm going to try to do this. I got to spin my phone because I'm using my iPhone. So bear with me. I'm going to try to flip this and hopefully it focuses. But right here is my year-to-date net, $94,905. And right here is my year-to-date gross, $141,499. So I hope that focused for you guys to be able to see it. It's right there. It's on the app. That's my latest pay settlement. So clearly the money here is good. If I'm not mistaken, and I think back to my last video around Christmas in December, I want to say it was like 107,000. Don't quote me on that. I'll go back and look. I want to make sure that I know. I hope I can go back that far. Oh, golly, I can't. It won't let me. Oh, wait, yeah, well, bear with me. No, it won't. Shucks. I was hoping I could go back and on my app to last year, but it won't let me go back so far, okay? But if you go back to my last video, I want to say that I netted around $77,000 at the end of last year in end dump, and I grossed right around 110,000. So clearly you can do very well in both divisions. That's the money. Miles, I'd have to add them up, but I'm averaging right around 9,500 to 10,500 miles a month here in pneumatics. And in end dump, I was about 11,000 average, maybe 12,000 in end dump when I was there. You're going to run more miles in end dump to make the same money that you're going to make over here in pneumatics to run less miles. But again, to each his own on the divisions. Okay, I'm not going to get tribal and say pneumatics are the best. If you don't work in, and I'm also not going to say, end dumps are great. Those guys in pneumatics, yeah, they get what. I'm not doing that. Every division has its pros and cons. Everyone has what works best for them. Hoppers may be best for you. Great. That's awesome. End dumps may be best for you and your family. Awesome. That's great. Pneumatics may be best for you and your family. Awesome. That's great. To me, they're equally good. Okay, they all have their pros and cons. We don't need this tribal, attitude towards divisions. One's so much better than the other. They're all good. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. It's just as simple as that. Okay? They don't even get, there's Ram trucks and Ford trucks and Chevy trucks. It's a pickup, guys. Okay? It's a pickup. They're all decent. Everyone has their taste. Some are better than others in categories, but it's a daggone pickup truck. They're all going to run about the same. They're all going to do about the same. They're all going to brake about the same. It's a pickup truck. You don't need to be tribal about it. You have a taste. That's great. You like something. That's great. We all have that. Fine. Same thing here. Okay? So if you came to Oakley and you wanted any of the three divisions, they're all good. You can do very well in any of them. You can do better in some than in others, but it depends on what you want to invest in. If you want to be in pneumatics, you're going to spend $10,000 on a blower. If you want to be in end dump, you're going to spend $3,500 to $4,000 on a wet kit. If you want to be in hoppers, you don't have to invest anything. Just show up with your truck and go to work. Okay? Simple as that. So they all have advantages and disadvantages depending on what works best for you. Some pay better than others, but again, it depends on that level of investment. So that's that. If you guys have any interest in Oakley, hit me up, Jimmy's Road Life, LYFE @gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you in any way that I can. Answer any questions. I always like the referrals, guys. Of course I do. Okay, who doesn't? All right, for me to get a referral here at Oakley, I have to refer you to them. I would please ask that you contact me first and let me submit your name and phone number to Oakley Recruiting to get in touch with you. If you contact Oakley first, we don't get credit for it, okay? And I just ask that you contact me first. If you have any questions or interest in Oakley, let me submit your name and get the referral, please. That's all. But again, bonus, no bonus, happy to help in any way that I can. Just wanted to kind of give a brief 10-month synopsis on Oakley and my thoughts on them. They've been very good. They've been very honest. Okay. Let me go a couple other things here. Hang on. This is important too. Okay, fellow owner-operators. Guys, most people here at Oakley are very decent. Almost all of them. Okay? Very straightforward, very willing to help. Okay? Just like this fella going by here in the truck a minute ago, reach out, and talking to him briefly on the radio a minute ago. Real nice guy. People willing to lend a hand. Okay? But Oakley does have their jerks. Okay? Every company does. Okay? There's guys here. There's few of them. I'm not going to say a lot. They think they're better than other people. Okay? There's guys here that think their crap doesn't stink. There's guys here that are standoffish. There's guys here that won't speak to you. There's many guys here that won't raise a hand when they're going down the road to wave across the median. Fine. So be it. You have that anywhere. Okay? But there's also many, many more good owner-operators here that will wave, that will help you when you need something. Okay? That will come up and ask you how you're doing. That will ask you how long you've been at Oakley, or vice versa. Okay? I just had a fella in Ozark about 2 weeks ago. Brad, I think was his name. Been here since, I think, 1995, driving a beautiful Peterbilt. Let me observe what he was doing since he's been in pneumatics for years and watch his processes. I asked him if I could to learn. Just watch. I didn't want to get in his way. Can I please just watch what you do? So I walked back to where we unload in Ozark, Arkansas, and I watched his process, and I learned so much from him. He was very helpful, explained why he did it, how that did this and that, whether it was cleaning out his trailer, whether it was pressurizing the trailer, whether it was how he unloaded his tanks, the order. Very helpful. I really appreciated that information. So you have many of those guys here, and then you have your few that, yeah, they're knuckleheads. Okay, I just avoid them. I kind of chuckle because they think they're somebody, and they're not. But we all have that. Okay, but whatever. I kind of feel sorry for them. Okay, whatever. We'll just leave that off to the side. Okay, every company has those few. Oakley does too, guys. Okay, just it is what it is. But hands down, the vast majority of my fellow owner-operators here are very great men and women that are willing to help and that are very, very, very nice, good people. I appreciate that. The shop. Let's talk about the shop briefly. Good people over there. Very busy environment. Okay, Oakley shop isn't this vast, state-of-the-art facility with, enameled floors, epoxied floors, and all that. It's a working garage. Okay, when you pull into that shop, they can move trailers in and out of there quickly and efficiently to get them fixed and get them back on the road. They do a very good job. It's not a huge facility. I think it's 7 bays, if I'm not mistaken, at Little Rock, and they can get so many trailers in and out of those 7 bays. It's amazing, especially when you consider that 2 of the bays on the end are for wet kits and blowers and truck inspections. So it's really phenomenal the amount of work that our shop can do in such a small and busy environment. The trailers are very well maintained. Oakley covers all of the costs of the trailers. We don't pay a dime for them. Okay, they're free for us to use. Okay, I'm sure we're paying for them. Okay, all right. I mean, it's not like nothing is free. There's no free lunch, but it doesn't come out of our settlements, and they do a wonderful job maintaining them. So the shop is phenomenal. The wash bay at Oakley, where we get trailer washouts, truck washes, things of that nature. Leroy, the shop manager, there's 2 bays in there for trucks and trailers. They do a very good job. There's 1 separate bay for hopper washouts. It's kind of like an express bay. Does it take him a little while to get a truck done? Sure it does, guys. Okay, if a guy pulls in there and he's getting his truck washed, and he's getting the outside of his trailer washed, and he's getting a washout, it's probably going to be 40 minutes for them to get that done. If there's a line like there always is, it may take you a little bit to get through there. It is what it is. So, but they do a good job. And it's $46, I think, to get your truck washed there, if I'm not mistaken. And it just comes right out of your settlement. So they do a good job there at that location. So my thoughts on Oakley. Very good decision to come here. Okay, I'm glad that I'm here. I'm looking forward to more than a few more years here, even though I'm only going to be working for about 4 or 5 more years in this capacity. And because I'm going to retire at 60. And looking forward to it. Enjoy what I'm doing. So guys, I hope this helped you out. Okay, my thoughts on Oakley after 10 months. Okay, and I'm going to be putting out a more in-depth money video probably here in about a month with some breakdowns of different totals and things, all my miles, actual specific numbers on the whiteboard. I'm going to do that when I'm at home, probably here within the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. All right, again, Jimmy's Road Life at gmail.com, LYFE. If you're interested in Bruce Oakley, I hope you enjoyed it. God bless everybody. Peace out. We'll catch you down the road. Bye-bye.